Good morning. Hello. Hi, Kim. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Seth. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Irene. Welcome. Today, we are going to be talking about ordered borders, part 3. Part 3. I am John Beckmann, Professor John Beckmann, Dr. John Beckmann. I am a U.S. Senate GOP primary candidate in the state of Alabama. Vote for me, March 3rd. March 3rd, March 3rd. Vote for me, March 3rd. Okay, but before we talk about ordered borders, let's do our audience training. Good morning, Vast Man, Ewok. Let's get your coffees in your Trump cups, in your Trump mugs. Get your coffee. Hi, hold it up. Let's do a citation to the simultaneous libation of Scott Adams. Cheers. Oh, okay. Let's talk about ordered borders. So I'll first talk about my first video, Ordered Borders Part 1, where I said one of the arguments that people are just straight up not acknowledging is complete disorder at the border and allowing just mass illegal migration is actually like a health risk. So these people coming here are not vaccinated, and there's a huge risk that when they come up here, they're also carrying diseases that we worry about in America. So actually one of the arguments that nobody's talking about is the health risk of illegal immigrants, okay? And I just read an article in Nature magazine talking about Ebola, and they said Ebola is a danger to rich countries, and you better start researching it now before it crosses your borders. They actually said that in Nature magazine, which is one of the reasons why, not because of Ebola specifically, but one of the reasons I'm advocating for an ordered border. We need to close down the borders so we can control disease flow. Okay, the second argument I made was that we need to eliminate the magnets that draw people here. So I talked about anchor babies. People just come here, their parents are not American citizens, and if they're pregnant, they fly in, they have a baby here, and then that baby's an American citizen. So that was the second thing I talked about, is how we need to eliminate the magnets that draw people here illegally, and one of those things is anchor babies. I talked about the history of that, and we need to go back and eliminate that loophole. Okay, so those are the first two videos, and today we're going to talk about Ordered Borders Part 3. Cheers. One more drink, simultaneous sip. A citation to the simultaneous libation. Believe me. Okay. So, one of the problems, Ordered Border Part 3, we can never solve this problem in the current state, okay? And the reason that this problem is unsolvable is because half of our country, the Democrats, benefit from the disorder at the border because they don't have any skin in the game. They don't have to face the consequences of what happens, okay? So essentially what's happening is all these illegal immigrants pour in and they vote like they're technically not allowed to vote, but they believe in socialist policies, okay? So they associate more with the left. So the left is essentially building its power base by just letting anybody come in because all these people want democratic policies, because the Democrats will just say, well, I'll give you free health care. You want free health care? I'll give you free health care. You want illegal immigrant driver's licenses? I'll give you legal immigrant driver's licenses. If you want free education, give you free education. Sure, illegal immigrants can come in, despite the fact that that means that your town has to hire 17 ESL language professors to teach these people. They don't have to face the consequences of this, okay? So one of the things that we need to do is we need to get Democrats to have skin in the game here. They need to see and face the consequences of illegal immigration. And sure, what they will say is, well, immigrants are a giant benefit to the country. And I'm thinking, sure, okay, like I do appreciate the hardworking person who comes in, maybe they start a business, maybe they're the person who's just working really, really hard to build a better future. Like those people do benefit the United States. But anybody who does not acknowledge the cost-benefit analysis, so all they think about is this benefit, and they're just completely disregarding the cost. Okay? They're disregarding the complete cost of illegal immigrants. And I'm going to talk at the end about how their ideas are completely mutually exclusive. But we need to get Democrats some skin in the game, and we need to get them to see the costs of the disorder at the border, okay? Otherwise, we will never be able to solve the problem. So this is one reason that I'm coming out and I'm saying I support, and I would write a law as a U.S. Senator, I support Trump's policy to take the illegal immigrants and move them to sanctuary cities, okay? So that was Trump's idea originally, and he got blowback for that, but that is an amazing idea, because then you know what happens is you force Democrats to have to acknowledge that there is only a certain amount that they can take. So right now, everybody's just completely intent to just let infinite illegal immigrants just flow across the border. Okay, they're just content with that because it just builds their power base. But if we actually move those people into their own cities, then they will face the cost. They will have to provide that health care. They will have to provide that education. They will have to hire the ESL, English as a Second Language teachers, to teach those people. That's going to draw resources away from their own kids and put them on the illegal immigrant kids. This is what America First policy means. It means we want our resources to benefit Americans first. It means I would rather see my resources go to Native Americans, go to African Americans before illegal immigrants, because we pay into the system and we have skin in the game in the American electoral system. Okay? That's what I want to happen. So I support Trump's policy to move these people into sanctuary cities, and I would vote and support a law to do that, and I would be willing to take the heat for that. Because, so I've had a conversation with somebody, okay, and I brought up this question. I said, okay, I understand that you're okay with illegal immigration, whatever, I get it. But is there ever a point where it becomes too much? Like, we cannot, see, here's the word they like, it's unsustainable to just open our borders and say, everybody in the world, come to America. We will feed you. We will clothe you. Like, that is unsustainable. We will make ourselves broke. There will always be poor. Okay, that's a quote from Jesus. There will always be poor. What's the meaning of that? Is that America cannot be the source and the solution for all the world's problems. That's what America First means. Is America First means we need to put our resources into ourselves, okay? And by making America better, we make the world better. We cannot just throw our money out and say, everybody, come here, we will feed you, we will clothe you, we will give you health insurance. That will make us all go broke, okay? So ask a Democrat. I encourage you, if you ever have a conversation with a Democrat and they're talking about illegal immigration, just ask the question, say, is there ever a point at which it becomes too much? Is there ever a point at, okay, so what's the number? What is the number of illegal immigrants that we can take? It's more than 1,000, you say. It's more than 100,000. Is it more than 1 million? Is it more than 300 million? At that which point then we would have entirely doubled our population with illegal immigrants and been completely invaded? Like, is there ever a point at which it becomes too much? They fail to answer that question. And every single person you ask that's a Democrat will fail to answer that question because their brain is wired in a way that they cannot see long-term consequences. All they care about is appeasing your emotions and your feelings. So they will say, well, I feel really bad for these people, so we have to let them all in. And I'm thinking okay, we can let a few in, but it's going to destroy our country if we let everybody in, okay? So this is why I support Trump's policy to move these people into the sanctuary cities so that those blue states and those blue cities see the consequences of illegal immigration. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the census. So one of the reasons that they do not want Trump to be able to ask, are you a U.S. citizen on the census, is because they want to stack the census with illegal immigrants. Then what happens is the House of Representatives gets reapportioned based on that census. So places like California are going to see their representation go up because they have a mass migration of illegal immigrants, okay? So what Trump needs to do is he needs to cross-check. He does maybe so if some court rules that he can't ask the question, are you a U.S. citizen, which is so ridiculous. It's also, first of all, it's also just dumb because an illegal immigrant would never answer that question honestly anyway. So in a sense, it's dumb on both sides. Okay, a pox on both your houses. It's a ridiculous idea anyway because it's like asking somebody, did you break the law? And they're going to be like, no. It's dumb. It's so dumb on both sides. Here's how you do it. Okay, you do the census as normal, and then you take everybody's name and you cross-check it against a database of social security numbers. Okay, we have computer programs that can do this. They can take 300 billion. What is it, billion or million? I can't remember the population off the top of my head, but we have computer algorithms that can take somebody's name and you can just cross-check it against the Social Security database or other databases and verify if this person is a citizen or not. Okay, that's what needs to happen when we do the U.S. Census, because we cannot be reapportioning the house for illegal immigrants. Okay, so that's the other thing that needs to be said. Let me just talk about. So this is a really, really funny thing. You're seeing Democrats are so crazy. Their ideas are completely mutually exclusive. So let me talk about two ideas that the Democrats have. One of is increasing the minimum wage to $15 to $20. Okay. The other one is they want unlimited illegal immigration. These two ideas are mutually exclusive. Okay. Imagine you raise the minimum wage to $20. Okay. What's going to happen? That's going to be another magnet that draws illegal immigrants because an employer, if they can't pay that $20 wage, what they're going to do is they're going to hire an illegal immigrant, which is going to drive down the actual wages. So the Democrats, they want to increase the wages of everybody, and yet they institute this policy that's going to draw in more illegal immigrants, and it's going to actually lower the wages. So actually the funny thing is Bernie Sanders never used to be an open border guy, because if you have open borders, workers cannot unionize, because if workers unionize, then an illegal immigrant just comes in and the employer says, well, do I want to hire the union worker or do I want to hire the illegal immigrant and pay them half as much? The employer's going to hire the illegal immigrant and pay them half as much. So it's so funny that these Democrats, they want unlimited illegal immigration, which will make it impossible to raise the bottom wage, and yet they want high bottom wage, but they also want illegal immigration. These two ideas are mutually exclusive. It's because they don't understand the mechanisms of how things work. They don't understand the systems. Okay? You can either have sealed border and increase wages, or you can have low wages and an open border. You can't have both. So their ideas are completely ridiculous and mutually exclusive. We need order at the borders. Send me to the U.S. Senate to support Trump, to support his idea to send all the illegal immigrants to the sanctuary cities and the blue states. Let them pay the cost of that policy. Okay? So if you like the videos, you can go to eaglewolfpack.com. We just revamped that website. It's awesome now. It's much better. You can go to eaglewolfpack.com. You can follow, you can comment, you can share. Cheers. Have a great day. We can do one last final sip. Cheers. End.